Oh my God, Becky, look at these beers.
They are so full.
Big.
Big.
They're like round. It's just
And
like out there. Gross.
Ooh, yum.
Look.
Though.
They're just so beer.
I like big beers and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty beer and a round thing in your beer, you get beer.
We were so close on that one.
Damn it.
All
That was great.
Well,
I like that intro. Good job. Alicia
you.
will never tell me what our intro is.
I like it to be a surprise.
And it is always a delightful surprise.
I think Mel and I do best when we don't plan anything.
Correct.
We just come into it and we talk. Speaking of, that's Mel.
Oh, hey, that's Alicia.
And we are Work for Your Beer, and this is
We'll Take the Lot.
We are currently at Crank Arm Brewing in Raleigh, North Carolina.
We're so excited.
And we're so excited because this is specifically a brewery built around bicycles.
Yes, and they have a bike ride every week. They do yoga. They have a run club. They have trivia. They are our people.
They do all the things. Also, every single thing inside and everywhere is bike related. Like
it's so
the railings
cute.
are bike chains. All of the like little things underneath these bar tops are
spokes
and gears.
Yeah.
And like it's just the coolest thing. It's really smart branding.
Yeah, their branding is on point, and we're so excited because their can art is on fire.
You guys
here.
don't even
It's
know.
So good.
It's incredible. We're so
also,
excited.
I need a beer, so we need to jump into it.
Let's get going. All right.
Excuse you.
Oh, sorry.
Motorcycle.
You might hear some noise because we're sitting in their brand new alleyway.
It is so cute.
Which is wonderful for COVID times, a little bit of fresh air. Something just kicked on, so we might have a little bit more background noise. But yeah, we're super excited. So we're gonna kick off with, and like I said, everything is beer themed, or bike themed, Jesus Christ. I haven't even drank
We talked about beer a lot earlier, it's
We
fine.
sure did. It's all bike themed. So this first one is called Unicycle, which I think is hilarious because it's a single hop pale ale, single
Get it?
hop,
One-
single wheel.
One wheel, one hop.
I get it.
I'm stoked. Okay.
So you start drinking, and let me tell the story about how, I don't know if he was there when you were there, but there was a guy called Unicycle Guy at Penn State when I was there. He was there when you were there too? Man, I would just see him riding around in front of the hub and be like, how do you become that guy? You know?
We had Boombox Guy as well.
I hooked up with him.
Oh my
Don't
god.
put that in the snippet. I'll be furious.
So sorry.
He was so unattractive too.
Yeah, and he went to Indigo with me, Elena, and our friend Tom, I think at the time. And I don't know how it happened, but we were like, oh, Boombox Guy, great. And he just walked around campus with a boombox all the time. And then we had a guy with a huge fro, a huge blonde fro.
Oh yeah, we had him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. These were just personalities around Penn State.
And then Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl.
She was legit.
Lord,
she
that was
literally
the whole
put
thing.
tiny hats on squirrels. She
And
got
full
on Tosh.0.
outfits.
Yeah, she got on Tosh.0.
It was wild. And she was super nice.
Yeah.
This is hoppy as fuck.
You know what? It's an interesting one to start off the day with. But I don't actually mind it.
It's interesting because usually we kick off with a
Lager.
a lager or a pilsner or something. So this is at 35 IBU, which is like middle of the ground as far as IPAs go, I would say, but pretty hoppy. Like that hop factor is up there.
It's like if it on a scale of 1 to bitter for me, it's like mid-bitter. It's like I could drink that and I would be okay, but I wouldn't select it.
I didn't mention this yet. I like that all their beers here are unfiltered. But you can still see the clarity in them. Like they wait long enough and they don't mind like the time that it takes to make a really good beer.
Oh, this smells good.
Okay, so this next guy is Rickshaw.
It smells like caramel.
Mel just explained to me what rickshaw
A rickshaw.
means.
Have you guys ever ridden in a rickshaw?
I have.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but there was a guy at Penn State, again,
Yeah.
who like he had a rickshaw that had like lights around it. And
Yep.
he would like drive people around. Lion
Smart.
rides?
Maybe.
Man, someone would have to tell me. Julie, cokehead Julie, as she's affectionately known, she rode in that with me after a night at the Dark Horse once. So this is a rye IPA.
Ooh.
And the caramel you're probably getting is from like the malt backbone. It's probably gonna taste a little bit spicy, a little bit malty.
This one, it feels hoppier to me than the first one.
How interesting. It does not smell like it's gonna be hoppy at all.
Also, I've had something in my eyeball for the last hour and a half, so it's on this
Oh,
one.
it's an eyelash.
Oh my god, get it. Thank you. Bless.
Make a wish.
I'm not gonna blow it in the beer. Guess what I wished?
That we would get more beer?
No.
That we would get to work with Untapped?
That's a great wish. I should have wished that. I said that we would have a good episode.
I think we will have a good episode.
Yeah.
We have control of that. Okay, so here's what I think you're actually tasting is dryness versus bitterness.
Okay.
So it's doing that thing where it sucks the moisture out of your mouth versus that, I'm gonna guess, has a higher IBU. Nope, I'm wrong.
That's okay.
This has at least that little bit of sweetness though to balance it. That was just like straightforward hop factor.
Yeah.
So this has a little bit of that
It
malty.
smells much sweeter than that one.
Yeah,
I will
it
say,
smells
on
like
the
it's
nose,
gonna taste like an amber.
Carbly. Caramely.
Caramelly.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. Okay, next up.
This looks like a boy I'm gonna like.
This is Motivator. Chocolate Coffee Imperial Stout.
Good, because we need some fucking coffee right
We
now.
really do, and honestly, I think that this one's still gonna have a little bit of a hop factor. What do you get on it?
Ooh, lots of coffee. Ooh, it's smooth. I think there's a little bit of bitterness from like a dark chocolate standpoint, but not
smells
like
amazing.
hop bitterness. It's good. Oh, we've been shedding a lot lately, Alicia and I. Also, did you look at her new hair? Oh my god, everyone tell her how pretty she is.
Thank you
This
so much.
hair looks amazing. She chopped it off. Actually, since our last Take the Lot, I chopped my hair off too.
Right.
Did you know?
I did know that.
Yeah.
But I will say I went in and just kind of like spur of the moment decided that I was gonna chop all my hair off. So I cut off about 5-6 inches. Yeah, and it's short again, which I'm kind of digging. So
yeah,
we're gonna see. But I can't do as much hair flipping really, so we're gonna see how it goes. This is delightful. I think it's smooth.
I love that.
I definitely get a little like black coffee bitterness.
Yeah, like the, yeah.
Or dark chocolate, to your point. Burp number 1, baby. All right.
To the guy who counts our burps, I found out maybe it's because there's like some weird burp fetish situation happening. I was looking at our analytics and I was like, wow, this one video has a lot more views. And then I looked at the traffic and it was like, girl burp, burps, women burping. And I was like, oh, fuck.
So here's the thing. Mel and I are digital marketers by day. So if we can figure out what weird shit people are searching for and then optimize our videos for those, I was thinking we should put drunk girls as one of our tags and see if we get some real shady shit.
Well, I was thinking too, maybe the guy who calls out all the burps does
Has
it
a burp
for his
fetish?
like secret burp fetish club, and he's like, you guys can just click the things. If not, burp guy, that's fine. If you just are playing along with the drinking game. But I think it's funny.
I
That was
would
a good one.
love that. Thank you so much. Okay, next up, Heavenly Suspension, a hazy IPA with Galaxy, Azaka, and Citra hops.
Smells citra-y.
It looks like it's gonna be nice and hazy, maybe even a little bit creamy. Do you get any
Ooh.
creaminess?
Yes, it tastes like a little bit of a juice bomb. It's not like overly on one flavor though. You know, a lot of the times it's like big hits of pineapple. It's pretty mellow, but it's like juicy.
It is
Juicy
mellow and
mellow.
juicy. I would give it tropical, but I can't pick anything specific.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's not one fruit that's like punching you in the face.
Because usually we can either really clearly pick like guava or pineapple or mango. I honestly am just getting kind of like a medley. Like, you know when you would get those fruit cups that are like in their own juices?
That has like 2 cherries.
Yeah, absolutely, which is the grossest. But how weird that those used to be like my mom being like, here's your serving of fruit. Just kidding, it's fucking sugar.
It's syrup and like fruit that's been preserved for the last 3 years.
I'm so glad that you say syrup and not syrup.
Okay.
Syrup is wrong.
I agree with that.
Okay, cool. As long as we're on the same page.
Ooh, the sun is coming out.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Next up is Road Hazard, another hazy IPA. I'll be curious to see how this hazy compares to the other. Are you worried about the lighting?
No.
Okay, great.
I was just evaluating the beer. I like that one better than this one. This one doesn't have as much tropical element, like fruit forwardness, but it's also very smooth. Like that one feels like it's got a lot more to give.
This is gonna sound weird, but I feel like I get some oat on this.
Ooh.
This is so interesting.
It's interesting. Everything's so interesting to us today.
I mean, we're interested in everything. No, I do.
I said that like I was contributing anything else to the conversation, but I was not.
You were not. You were absolutely not,
I didn't
ma'am.
have any other words. Whenever I don't have words, I say it's interesting, but you just said it was interesting.
But I mean that it's interesting. I actually mean that this is like not something I taste very often. Because usually I will say, depending on the hops that are used, you get those tropical notes. You get those whatever. This doesn't give me really any
Did it tell you what kind of hops were in it?
This one says...
Also, sorry, my allergies are coming out today, so I'm
It says...
sniffling.
We use a selection of English. That's all I can see. And then it says ... We don't get the full description, so we get to guess.
Okay.
But yeah, all I can taste is oats. And then... Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a tiny bit hazy, but you can... If I looked at this, I would be like, yeah, that's an unfiltered beer. But this is the only one so far that I would be able to notice that of my own volition, you know?
Fair. I have to burp again.
Do it, I dare you. You know what? I bet if we actually expected a burp and vomited on the floor, we would get a ton of fetish.
Yeah,
I bet
that would be a
vomiting's
good
a
one.
fetish.
I am sure it is. Everything is, right?
That's
Guys,
so-
drop your favorite fetish in the comments.
Yeah, drop a kink and maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, you don't know.
We might make an OnlyFans.
Also, guys, I need to call out how great these nails look because we're obsessed with our nail places, right? And Mimosas killed it. They killed the nail game.
I
and my
love
beer
that it's
modeling
called
is great.
Mimosas.
Ugh, it's like on brand, right? It's like
very
a
on
boozy
brand.
nail place. And
I
great.
also would like to go back to the nail thing for you because I think it's so interesting that you've got 4 matte.
Yes.
And then one
one
chrome.
shiny. Apparently, the matte and one shiny is a thing.
I had no idea.
So, like, it's been a
I can't commit to matte because I feel like they scratch really easily and I don't like the scuffs. But I did just black, you know,
like her soul.
like Mel's soul.
Oh.
Because I miss you when you're gone.
Aww.
Yeah. You're a lot like the Addams Family.
Yeah.
You're creepy and you're spooky, mysterious, and all together ooky.
Oh.
I tweeted recently and said, imagine being called all together ooky. Like, damn.
I mean, they kind of are.
I mean, I love them.
Me too. Morticia vibes always.
My favorite thing still is that in the movie, Gomez calls Morticia Tish, just like Andrew calls me Leash.
It is adorable.
It's pretty cute.
Tish. This one I smelled and I was like, this gonna be sour.
Can you
And
guess?
it
Can you guess
is.
what?
What kind of sour
Yeah.
it is? Like what fruits, flavors?
Yeah, any of that.
Well, it's extremely tart.
Is
like,
it-
sour of the sours?
Sour, funky, or tart? What are you getting?
I'm getting sour.
Am I making you nervous?
No, I'm
Okay.
getting sour and funky, but I can't pull like, I'm not good at pulling specific flavors. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like, almost like the sour you would get with a lemon, but like puckering.
It's interesting that you say you have trouble pulling flavors. I was listening to the Untapped Drinking Socially podcast on my way here.
Yeah.
And they were talking, Harrison and John, about how they have trouble because they tasted 2 different ones this episode.
Yeah.
Instead of both tasting the same one.
Okay.
And so they were like, it's hard to do this by myself because usually if you recommend a flavor, I'll be like, oh yeah, I can pull that out and make
Yeah.
you work together, which I think is why we work so well. But he was like, when I'm tasting on my own, I'm like, oh, I don't necessarily know what I'm tasting until we have the conversation.
This
so
one's funky for sure.
this is Brett Cezanne Cherry. So it's aged in
Ooh.
wine barrels with Brettanomyces, and it's got a little cherry. It's that guy if you want to grab the bottle.
I can get the wine.
I smell the wine, I feel
There's
like.
not a lot, like you don't like cherry.
I don't like cherry.
But I don't get a lot of cherries. Is it? Yeah.
I
with
love
tart
that it's
cherries.
an old-timey bike, you know?
So cute.
It's Chardonnay barrels though, and I don't like that either.
See, I do. I think that's why, like, I like that one.
See, to me, the problem is I don't really get cherry or Chardonnay, but it tastes very oaky.
Okay.
And I don't get
Is
as
that
much,
maybe why I think it's funky? The
maybe,
oak?
Maybe. The aging tends to make these taste a bit boozier to me. But that drinks like wine. Like that warmed me in my chest like a sip of wine does versus a beer. How about you?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah?
Well, how boozy is that?
That is 6.3%. So not terrible.
No. Okay.
Speaking of Sao Sao though.
Oh, is this another one?
Yeah, are you ready?
Yes.
This is Lime Bike, which is just brilliant branding
that.
because fucking Lime Bikes.
Do you think it might have lime? Ooh, it smells spicy. Smell it.
Yes.
Smell it.
It smells like guacamole
It does
or
not.
salsa. So can you guess what flavor's in there? We did.
Lime, chili, like a serrano, ghost pepper. I don't know, something hot.
Yeah.
Jalapeno.
So
That,
it's-
probably lime and jalapenos.
It's lime, blood orange, Outer
Ooh,
Banks
blood orange.
sea salt, and jalapeno. So it's gonna be like a spicy, limey goza. I'm so interested because I feel like it's gonna taste like guacamole,
Ooh.
like a spicy guac.
That is really fucking good.
It smells even spicier than Birdsong's jalapeno.
But the jalapeno, like, you can taste the jalapeno, but it's not, like, melting your face off hot. It's not even really making me, like, think it's spicy. But
it smells very spicy and does not taste spicy at all.
But it, like, blends with those flavors well. They were like, we're not going to make this a spicy beer.
You know what this actually tastes like
good.
is a spicy mark.
Yes.
Even though I don't
so
get the spice, it's just the smell.
So sometimes when I drink a beer, I'm like, this doesn't taste like beer. And this is one of those things that I'm like, this tastes like it could just be like a juice and it's good. Like a...
Second sip, I got more of the spice.
Ooh, maybe it settles towards the bottom.
Wow, I've never had a beer quite like this. That's really unique. It tastes like a spicy marg to me because the orange gives you that vibe of triple sec.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the salt from the Outer Banks.
And lime, obviously.
Wow. Oh my God.
What?
Lime bike is our homage to the margarita. I'm an asshole.
Well, you know
damn
what?
it.
You got there without reading that, so.
Fresh local jalapenos. Damn.
Good job, guys.
You know what? I like a blood orange better than an orange, and I don't care who knows it.
I do too.
Thank you. Okay, so next up, this one's gonna be another funkier but maybe boozier guy. It's a golden ale aged in apple brandy barrels with lemon and lactobacillus.
Yeah, I was gonna say this has got to be like a bourbon or a rum barrel, but
you know what
brandy,
I love?
ooh, smell it. Whew, smells boozy. What's the percentage on this one?
It's only 5.5.
Okay.
Which is crazy because it smells, again, these aromas that are coming with all these beers is insane. Does it taste as boozy as it smells?
It does, but it lingers. It's a lingerer. Yeah, this isn't my fave.
I have to go into a story real quick.
Okay.
First time that I ever visited Andrew's house, so a month into dating him, so January of 2013. I got to his house, it was his brother's birthday, so he was having a small party in the basement, and his parents were like, hello 19-year-old, what do you like to drink? And I said, pink wine? Because I drank Franzia at the time, Sunset Lush.
Rosé, please.
Yeah, and they were like, we have like white and red wine, like normal adults, but because rosé wasn't like a thing yet.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well we have this bottle that looks like pinkish orangish, and it doesn't have a label on it, but it looks like it would be wine. Do you want it? And I was like, sure, adults. Turns out, I found after playing Kings with it and chugging it during Waterfall, it was brandy.
Is brandy pink?
It's like orangish.
I feel like that's a huge, mistake on the Valenski
The adult part. And you know what? I told Ed Valenski this story the last time that he visited, and he was like, well, why'd you drink it? And I was like, because you were the adult. I don't know.
Gave it to me.
But I drank. I literally guzzled
funny.
brandy. And then, fun fact, got super drunk, and Andrew and I said I love you that night.
And here you are.
Married.
Hashtag married.
Hashtag fuck you, I'm married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alicia and I have been having a great time being like, you know what? We don't have to care what anyone thinks because we're married.
Also,
and our husbands are like, cool.
Let me stack on that though. You also don't have to care what anyone thinks if you're not married.
That's true.
You do you. You don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to do your hair. You don't have to shave your legs. Is that gonna go on your lens, do you think?
You know, I'm eyeballing it just in case.
There's a bug.
There is a bug, but not a scary bug. We've already been through that situation. This tastes like a hoppy beer flavored beer.
So this is Wet Road, which was our pal Devin's favorite beer. So let's see if it sucks because he tried to call out that we wouldn't know the difference between beers.
Yeah.
Devin.
Listen, Devin.
Devin.
So he poured all these beers. Thank you so much, Devin. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We do
But
appreciate
also,
you.
he was like, I think this is the right order. And Alicia was like, you better not mess that up. And he said, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And then Cicerone here was like, excuse you, sir.
Well, Mel first said, excuse me, she's a Cicerone.
Yeah.
Then
I'm very protective of her Cicerone
she
status.
has my back. But then I was like, okay, well, we're going to talk just like a tiny bit of shit on you during this video.
Sorry, Devin.
So this is his favorite beer, which honestly, when I looked at this, it did seem like I was going to like it. So
Yeah.
it's fine. So yeah, Wet Road is what we're looking at. So it's a fresh hop pale ale.
Fresh hop.
With Epiphany Malt, which is from here in North Carolina, and Farm Boy Farm Hops. I'm actually not familiar with Farm Boy Farms. I'm gonna imagine it's closer to here.
Yeah.
But I like a pale ale, and you and I have talked about that you tend to get more bitterness on a pale ale than an IPA.
I do, and I don't like that, Devin. But I'm glad it's your favorite. You can enjoy different things than me, you know?
Ooh, I love that, and you're
Nope.
gonna not like it at
I
all.
already tried it.
You didn't like it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm a huge fan.
You know what
This
I'm
is really
excited
good.
for?
Is it this purple one?
The next one.
It's almost like if a beer is a bright color, you know Mel's gonna like it because that means it's a fruited sour.
Yeah, or it's like a wheat. So sometimes it can be deceiving, but this we have the can of, right?
We sure do. So this also is important to Mel because, you wanna tell your story?
So this is called Tricycle Prince. And I recently acquired an adult tricycle for myself because COVID, and and my corgi, Pancake, Sir Pancake Bacon, rides in the back in the basket, and we ride around Noda.
So does he stay in the basket? That's always what I'm worried about with
he stays
Luna.
in the basket. He just chills. Sometimes he gets, like, he stands up on the edge, and I'm like, calm down. But we'll go pretty fast down a hill, and he's just like...
So you're saying Pancake is the
He's-
Tricycle Prince?
Yeah, Pancake, they basically were like, Tricycle Prince, Pancake. So this was very exciting for me. I'm gonna take a 4-pack.
I was gonna say take a 4-pack home and then get a picture of Pancake in the basket with this beer and send it to them.
And then we can post it. And like,
Yeah.
it can be a beer of the week situation.
Absolutely,
You know?
we can. We
also-
are always thinking about content.
I'm gonna love this.
I'm so excited. And I honestly am not a big sour person, but I was drinking this during our photos before.
Oh, this isn't even that sour.
I was gonna say it's not that sour, and for me,
Woohoo!
I really enjoy it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And it smells sweet, which
It
usually
does.
I'll get a little
Ooh, it's like jam-packed with berries.
jam packed with berries because it actually tastes very jammy,
It's so good.
which is how I usually describe like a Beaujolais.
What percentage is that? Because I could throw back a hot handful of those.
This is only 4.4% and only 11 IBU and only 132 calories.
Oh, this is my beer, bitches!
Yes, this is the shit. We are here for it. Man,
Love
that's
that.
delicious. You know what else that would go with is the pink penguins at our hotel. You guys.
Oh, we're staying at the cutest hotel.
We are. So now that Mel and I are doing kind of travel guides outlining the best places to travel if you're active and enjoy drinking beer, we are working with hotels who have us come stay so that we can write about our experience. So we're currently staying at the 21C, which stands for 21st Century, Museum Hotel in Durham. They have 9 locations that are all, first and foremost, a museum that is free to the public, and then a hotel and usually a restaurant as well. The exhibit right now is The Future is Female, which is the fucking
So
coolest. And their mascot, which I did not know in booking, is a penguin. And I'm obsessed with penguins. So we walked in and I was like, oh!
It's everything we need in a place to stay.
And they do yoga in the galleries when it's not COVID.
And it's in walking distance to like a ton of stuff in downtown Durham, and they have breweries that you can walk to from there, obviously.
Yep.
But it is the cutest.
We are
and
obsessed.
we did our Untapped video last night, and they're like, "Oh, you need a space for that? Here's our grand ballroom." It's like their main gallery.
We
but
walked
it
in
was
and we're
a
like-
ballroom. Yeah.
And I'm gonna call it a ballroom because the lights.
the
were
lights
balls.
were balls.
Get it?
Right.
It's a ballroom.
We did it.
Should I leave?
No, I love you.
I love you
Can I check the
more.
time?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the time? Well, it's gotta be close to midnight.
Around the time we're coming back.
Mel is the time lord. She gets it. She gets it done.
We set a timer last night on Untapped to be like 30 minutes. All we have is 30 minutes. We're gonna get done before 30 minutes. And then we took a little bit longer on our workout segment, and then 30 minutes was up, and then it starts beeping. I'm like, fuck.
It's
In the
okay.
middle of it, we're like, ah,
It's okay.
it's fine.
We figured it out. It was fine.
We worked it out.
It was fine.
We had a great time though.
We
if
had
you guys
so
didn't
much
watch
fun.
our Untapped episode, I'll
Maybe
put
we
it in
can
the link
link
here.
it
Yeah.
somewhere.
Well, we'll put it in the description. They don't let you just put like random links.
How
in.
come?
I don't know.
Didn't they used to?
You can link to other videos and
We could do
things,
that.
but unless you have a certain amount of followers, you can't just link out to stuff. At least with my minimal understanding of YouTube. But we will put it in the description if you
Sure
want to watch
will.
it. It was a ton of fun. John and Harrison were hilarious.
So funny and so
Good
nice.
sports.
We had a
They
great
tried
time.
beer yoga and beer exercises. We love the Untapped folks.
It
They're
was
great.
so much fun. All right, next up, so we are moving on to
Is this
Cycle.
a lager?
No. So we are
Smells like a beer flavored beer.
we are moving on to Cycle, which is Sykkel. It is the Norwegian word for cycle or bicycle, and it is a Norwegian-style farmhouse ale, lightly dry hopped with Salvin Nelson hops. So it's gonna taste like a dry hop Cezanne, which is gonna be lager.
It just tastes like a beer flavored beer, like a light beer flavored beer is what that tastes like to me. I don't get any like funk I think I always assume farmhouse is a little funky, but
I taste a little funk back there. I feel like I get a tiny bit of grapiness and maybe even a little bit of grass. Like,
you like some grass.
I'm a big fan. No, that's kind of what I'm tasting. So I can taste that Cezanne base, but I definitely, the thing that hits you in the face is the hops, obviously. Like when you dry hop anything, that's what's usually going to hit you in the
I
face.
don't feel like it's hoppy.
Well, that's what you smell, so that's why it smells like a lager to you.
It smells just like a beer.
It's typically the hops.
Interesting. Interesting. This one's an interesting color.
How would
What
you
are we
describe
doing
this?
here? Well, from the top, it looks like a light brown, not very viscous. I use that term right?
Yeah.
And then below, it looks like a lot heavier.
You know
So
what?
this
It
is
looks like
interesting.
coffee.
Is this the smoked porter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hang on, we have a can. So this
Guys,
is,
the can art.
holy spokes! It's a Mole Porter.
Get it? Holy
And
smokes.
I'll read this. Inspired by a traditional Mexican mole sauce, this porter is unique. We start with a medium-bodied smoked porter, but we crank it up a notch post-fermentation. We add cinnamon, habanero peppers, vanilla bean, and cocoa nibs. So I wonder if this is gonna taste kind of like Mexicali style.
This is delicious. Ooh,
Does
the
it?
habanero lingers.
I bet you it would be fun to pair this, like have this first and then have that margarita one.
Ooh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
This one is like a lighter version of
You look at
Mexicali.
it?
Their artwork is so good.
It smells like cinnamon and vanilla. I don't know if you took time to smell first.
It's smelled like peppers to me, like spices.
See, all I'm smelling is the cinnamon and vanilla.
That one's good. Definitely a longer linger on the pepper than on the margarita one.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
It comes way after you're done drinking
A
it.
little tickle on the tongue.
Ooh, that was nice. I really liked that.
We like
Wait.
tongue tickles here.
Carefully created and slammed in this can in the city of Oaks, Raleigh.
Amazing. I wonder if all of theirs say stuff like that.
Slammed in the can? I have no idea. All right, next up is bottom bracket. I have to make sure we didn't miss any of these cans.
Okay.
But yeah, bottom bracket is a Belgian amber. You smelling malt?
I just made such mean eyes
At the sound of the brewery functioning?
the fridge turning on. I literally, we'll watch that
That'll be
back
great.
and be like, bitch. Anyway.
Well,
Giving that a go.
I feel like I just really watched you toss that back. Like it wasn't a sip, it was my mouth is open and I'm dumping this in there.
That one is a little sweet, little molassesy, maybe caramely on my tongue there.
Ooh, I think I get a little biscuit.
Biscuit. Speaking of, we were told we should go to Rye's in Durham.
Yeah.
And get some biscuits.
And donuts, I think.
And donuts. I wonder if they're like the cake donuts. God, I love a good cake donut.
I feel like if they had biscuits, it would be cake donuts. I feel like if they had like rolls, it would be yeast.
Yeah.
Right?
I like a good cake donut.
I'm a big fan. That's not my favorite. That just tastes like a beer. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't get a
It's
lot.
fine.
Yeah. It's not
I'm
bad
okay
by
with
any
it.
means, but
We'll move on.
next up is Skid Lid, which we do have artwork for.
Ooh, he's upside down.
I think a skid lid must be a helmet,
That's great.
right?
Yeah,
Because
no,
he's
it
upside
is.
down.
That's funny.
Skid lid is a slang term for a helmet. You know what? At least I say these things before I read the thing. You will need to fasten your helmet for this beer. We've kettle soured a crisp pale ale, added tangerine, and dry hopped it for a tart, hoppy, citrusy tangerine dream.
Oh my
Is
god.
this gonna be a combo between both of our tastes?
This is so good.
I'm so excited right now. Wait, look at this pretty can.
Immediate hit on the tangerine. Immediate. Oh yeah. Boy, I love that one. This is cute. Cute can.
Wow, that's juicy as fuck, but it does
It's
have
so
the hops.
good.
Ooh, I also really like this one.
Tart, hoppy, tangerine.
If you can hit citrus, hop, and tart in a beer, we'll both
That's
love
delicious. That's really good.
it. Wow, that's
I
delightful.
have so many favorites and we're not.
I know,
Okay, last
I know.
one, last one, last one.
Well, unless we're doing any of these guys.
I don't think we are.
I don't think we are either.
They're just here for show.
Last but not least is the Gold Sprints No Coast IPA, which I like. It's with Citra, Azaka, and Talus hops, or Talus. I've never seen that word before.
You'll like that one.
Do you think? Does that mean you don't? It smells like it's gonna be citrusy. Are you smelling these before you taste them?
Yeah.
I'm making sure.
I don't like that one.
Scrape your tongue. Tear it right off. Just bite it off.
Oh, that's the other thing. Long tongue fetishes? We got you.
Wow, I really love that one. So if
I knew you were gonna like that one.
If I were coming in and ordering my usual, like the kind of flavor profile I go for, that would be the one that I would pick. I would definitely go for Gold Sprints. It doesn't, I mean, to their point, it tastes somewhere between a New England and a West Coast. So it's just a no coast.
I have like 3 favorites.
Well, I'm
I
not
don't
done
know
yet.
how I'm gonna decide.
If I was coming in normally, I'd choose that.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite. I think it's gotta be skid lid. That tangerine situation is like right up my alley.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good. So I think those are my top 2.
I liked the jalapeno one and the tricycle prince, but I feel like I have to go with tricycle prince.
I'm going with tangerine. This is wild.
Yes, I
Oh
love
my
that. That
Lord.
one's so fucking good.
Love this
And they have that one
strain.
in cans too. Let's take that one home too.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
You know, crank our arms a little bit.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Maybe take a bike ride today. Maybe follow that bike ride with a beer. Maybe
Yeah.
tag us in the pics.
Yeah.
At work for your beer.
Let us know what you're drinking. Like, you know.
And if you're gonna
Do
make
stuff.
us burp on camera, could you just burp back at us?
Yeah, just send us messages of you burping through our Instagram.
Thank you. Through the Instagram, not personally, then I'll be scared.
Yeah. Well, this was great. Crank Arm, thanks for having us. You guys are lovely.
I say salute.
Salute.
Oh yeah.
So fucking good.
I'm so happy right now.
Woohoo, boy.
Lord.
All right. Bye.
Later, skaters.